After Donald Trump, the threats are no longer aimed at just the US president. Now, members of the Trump family are also being dragged into the crosshairs. A disturbing new threat has surfaced in Iran, with giant billboards in Tehran openly calling for the deaths of Donald Trump and his family. The chilling displays spotted on bridges and buildings across the Iranian capital feature photographs of President Donald Trump, First Lady Melania Trump, daughter Ivanka Trump, and son Barron Trump. One billboard is drawing particular attention because it prominently features Barron Trump alongside his mother and sister. All three are shown with their eyes closed, while the word "killed" appears in bold red letters above their faces. Alongside the images, another message reads, "Hey terrorist, get ready to die." The images have quickly spread online, adding another disturbing chapter to the growing stream of threats directed at the Trump family as tensions surrounding the Iran conflict continue. The development comes as Donald Trump himself has already been the target of multiple assassination attempts during his second term in office. And according to reports, concerns over potential threats from Iran have only intensified. The Wall Street Journal was the first to report that Israel shared intelligence with the United States, alleging that Iran was discussing a possible plan to assassinate President Trump. Later, CNN reported that sources described the situation somewhat differently. According to CNN sources, investigators were not pointing to a specific operational assassination plot, but rather to conversations inside Tehran expressing a desire to kill Donald Trump. Trump himself has publicly acknowledged that he believes he remains a target. While departing Turkey, the president said he considered himself a target, reinforcing the heightened security concerns surrounding him. The latest billboard campaign has now shifted the focus beyond Donald Trump alone. For many observers, the most unsettling image is that of Barron Trump. Unlike the president, Barron has largely stayed away from political life and public campaigning, yet his face now appears on one of the threatening billboards alongside Melania and Ivanka, with the word "killed" placed directly above them. The threats also arrive against the backdrop of continuing tensions between the United States, Israel, and Iran, where hostile messaging has become increasingly visible in public spaces. And this isn't the first time such imagery has surfaced. Some time ago, posters carrying the message "Kill Trump" were also seen in Israel, highlighting how inflammatory public displays connected to the conflict have appeared in different parts of the region.
Remember those shocking images of Donald Trump being portrayed inside a coffin in Tehran? Well, the message has now become even more aggressive. New anti-Trump billboards have appeared across Iran's capital, featuring the US president in a coffin alongside threatening slogans as the conflict between Iran and the United States enters a dangerous new phase. Weeks after those viral visuals first grabbed global attention, Tehran is once again using giant public displays to send a political message. Fresh billboards seen across the Iranian capital show Donald Trump inside a coffin, while another carries a chilling warning directed at the US president. One of the displays reads, "Hey terrorist, get ready to die," reflecting the increasingly hostile rhetoric as tensions continue to escalate. The imagery comes amid renewed military exchanges between Iran and the United States. These billboards are part of a broader tradition of political messaging in Iran, where large murals and public displays have long been used to communicate the country's position on international affairs. Donald Trump has remained a recurring figure in such campaigns ever since the 2020 killing of Iranian General Qasem Soleimani during Trump's presidency. For many within Iran's leadership, Trump continues to symbolize Washington's hardline approach toward Tehran. Against the backdrop of rising military tensions, the latest campaign reinforces Iran's anti-US messaging and highlights how public displays have become part of the broader confrontation between Iran and Washington. According to Iran's Revolutionary Guards, they launched strikes targeting U.S. military assets across the Middle East. The announcement followed another night of U.S. bombardment of Iranian cities, extending the cycle of retaliation between the two countries. Any hopes of easing tensions have faded as both countries continue accusing each other of carrying out military operations across the region. As military action intensifies, public messaging inside Iran has become just as symbolic as the battlefield itself. The new billboards are widely seen as a political message directed at both domestic audiences and Washington. The latest exchanges represent one of the most serious confrontations between Iran and the United States in recent years. Regional allies have also been drawn into the crisis, with several countries increasing security measures amid fears that the conflict could spread beyond Iran's borders. International airlines have adjusted flight routes over parts of the Middle East, while governments continue issuing travel advisories as the security situation remains unpredictable. Although diplomatic channels remain active, there is little indication that either side is prepared to step back. Analysts warn that even a limited military miscalculation could trigger a much wider regional confrontation. The conflict is also beginning to affect the global economy. Oil prices surged following renewed concerns over shipping through the Strait of Hormuz. The Strait of Hormuz is one of the world's busiest energy corridors, with nearly 1/5 of global oil supplies passing through the narrow waterway every day. That means even limited disruptions can have an immediate impact on international energy markets, fuel prices, and shipping costs. Countries across Asia, Europe, and the Gulf closely monitor developments in the strait because prolonged disruptions could affect global supply chains. However, prices later eased after Iran's foreign ministry indicated that diplomatic channels remain open and mediators have continued presenting proposals to Tehran. While that offers a small sign that negotiations have not completely collapsed, military operations continue on multiple fronts. Financial markets remain highly sensitive to every new development, with investors watching both military activity and diplomatic efforts closely. Meanwhile, U.S. President Donald Trump has defended the latest American strikes. Trump said the attacks were carried out in response to recent Iranian operations targeting U.S. forces in the region. The conflict has also expanded beyond direct military targets. Attacks on desalination facilities have raised concerns over potential water shortages in parts of the Gulf, highlighting how civilian infrastructure is increasingly being caught in the crossfire. In another development, Bahrain's Civil Aviation Authority said Iran targeted the country's civil air navigation systems. Despite the attack, authorities said flight operations and air traffic continued normally. The latest escalation has also prompted renewed concern from governments across the world. Several international leaders have called for restraint, warning that further military action could destabilize an already volatile region. The United Nations has repeatedly urged all sides to return to dialogue, emphasizing that diplomacy remains the only sustainable path toward reducing tensions. Experts also point out that the information war surrounding the conflict has become almost as significant as the military confrontation itself. Images such as the Trump coffin billboards quickly spread across social media, amplifying their impact far beyond Iran's borders. Supporters view them as a symbol of resistance, while critics argue they further inflame tensions during an already dangerous period. From symbolic billboards showing Donald Trump in a coffin to missile strikes, threats, and growing regional instability, the confrontation between Iran and the United States is showing little sign of slowing down. Whether the coming days bring renewed negotiations or further escalation remains uncertain. But these chilling billboards are only one part of a much larger story. Here's what happened next.